asking, Simon, is Bitcoin really reliable? When it's down 50%, can I really be confident that I should invest in because it's around later on? That's based on belief, and belief is not your thing, Simon. Can you show me the numbers, or at least can you show me the thinking process? Why are you so confident? I want to answer that and take the chance to talk about network effects, because that's the main reason why things like Bitcoin, Google, Amazon are unstoppable, is the network effect. And most people do not understand network effects. And in fact, since 18 years, I'm a strategy advisor to the big companies of this world. And I have seen the network effects of Google, of Amazon, firsthand at the very beginning. And I want to show you what a network effect is, why it creates resilience, why businesses with a network effect are unstoppable, how you can use network effects for your small business, micro business, and then we go into the 7 specific network effects that make up Bitcoin, right? So let's go into the network effects. First, why are some businesses not around anymore that were actually pretty cool businesses? MySpace. Why is MySpace not around anymore but Facebook is? The answer is network effects. Why is Yahoo where it is and Google is dominating it? So if you ask anybody what is Yahoo, they will say, well, it's this thing where you can Google stuff. Okay, right. This is a network effect. And so let's go into some examples. We will identify 14 types of network effects, and I will give you an example each. There are direct, indirect, and social network effects. And the social network effects you can use even if you are a freelancer or a solopreneur. Direct network effects are physical. Physical is, for example, you are the German Railways, who is a client of ours, and you have literally railways. You have the physical infrastructure. Same thing would be AT&T. When you have the physical infrastructure, you have a network effect, because of course when a train wants to move, they need your rails. So they need rails. And who has rails? You have rails. That's your network effect. We call this a moat. It defends you against other competitors entering your field. If you have rails, it's harder to enter your field. If you have 300 Google reviews, it's harder for new firms to enter your field, right? That's why network effects are so relevant for you. Another direct network effect is a protocol. When the internet came, then there was this HTTPS protocol. And then it became a black hole for everything. And today, if you are CBS and you wanted somebody sees your episode, where do you put it? You have to put it on YouTube. Why? Because it's on the internet. And the internet is where everything is. Why? Because of network effects. So a protocol like Bitcoin is a layer on which upon network effects play. So if you can own parts of Paris, what would you like to own? The streets, the ground, the buildings, or the shops in the buildings? The streets, because upon the street is where things will change. The street you will own for 100 years, it will be appreciating in value because of network effects. Onto the streets, things will change all the time. The buildings will change every 50 to 60 years. Inside the buildings, there will be companies, stores. They will change every couple months and years. But the street, if you own the street or the ground, that will be around 100 years and more. Personal utility and utilities, right? WhatsApp, Twitter, specifically market networks where you come for professional market, like AngelList or LinkedIn. That's all direct network effects. The more people on LinkedIn, the more value for you, right? As a new user to get onto LinkedIn. And if Xing has less users, then LinkedIn is more valuable. And if there is already a LinkedIn and you want to start with a new LinkedIn, well, that's pretty hard to enter because they have already network effects. Now let's go to the indirect ones. You have a two-sided marketplace, for example, eBay. And this is funny because people have tried to disrupt eBay and to attack eBay, and it was impossible, even with a better product than eBay, because of the network effects, and it creates stickiness, even when it is an indirect one. A platform or a marketplace, there are two-sided. They have two magnets, and I will show you the two magnets in a moment in deep. When you have two magnets, for example, you are Uber, and Uber, even if it's an asymptotic marketplace, that means it is a network effect, but only until a certain point. Let's take a city, New York, and let's take a city, Shanghai, right? And you are Uber, so you have cars, you have drivers, you have the software. You are in New York, you need a cab, you wanna get into a car. Now, how much more value is it if they have 1,000 users in Shanghai? Maybe 1,000, okay, and then 1,300, okay, yeah, 1,400, okay, yeah, 1,600. No, I don't care. In New York, I want to get from this street to that street. There is a tipping point where having more users in Shanghai does not create more user value for me in New York when I need a cab. That's the tipping point. And if you have this tipping point, then you break the network effect. It's an asymptotic network effect where you just come up to a point and then it's over. Still, even with an asymptotic or indirect network effect, it's really hard. Imagine you have $3 billion US dollars and you want to create the new Uber and you want to enter. It's pretty hard because of their network effects. Because the first user will measure your experience against the Uber experience. So you better have your very first ride happen in the first 10 minutes. Otherwise, they will jump back to Uber. That's why the network effects protects your business and makes it resilient. You are much harder to copy. Even if it's just data or tech effects like Skype, which are simple network effects. Now the social network effects, this is what everybody of you can implement. And let me give you some examples. We had the example of Yahoo. What is Yahoo? It's something that you can use to Google stuff, all right? When you say Google as a verb, when your brand becomes the verb, now you have a social network effect, meaning people will use it all the time. They will make your branding, they will make your marketing. They are your ambassadors now, and that's a strong network effect. It happens with Tesla, for example. Tesla has small marketing and PR budget. It's not true that they don't have a budget. I know the PR people of Tesla, so they have a budget. But it's small compared to the amount of people out there who promote Tesla without being paid. And you have a couple of friends who talk Tesla all the time, or you have a couple of friends who talk Bitcoin all the time. These are network effects, and they are not paid by Bitcoin to do their marketing, and they are not paid by Tesla to do their marketing. They are not paid by CrossFit to talk about CrossFit all the time, but they're doing it. Why? Network effects. So that's the social part. Now that's maybe hard for you to do, but something that is easier to do, people don't want to be left out. For example, when I was young, the people who had a Ray-Ban sunglasses were cooler than others, or an Invicta, Zaino Invicta, a backpack from Invicta in Italy would be cooler, you are in, than if you don't have it. And that tells you how old I am, right? Nowadays, you have beliefs. So you had the belief war in 2020 between the Bitcoiners and the gold people, and you had Peter Schiff believing in gold, and you had Michael Saylor believing in Bitcoin. both are just beliefs at that moment in time, because we don't have the data forward. So both are beliefs, but they're strong, and they have moved millions of people to YouTube, and I was one of them. I was in the Michael Saylor camp, and it was strong, and it created network effects. Now you have network effects in Discord groups, in Telegram groups. For example, I was researching if I should buy walks, and I had 10 things on my checklist, and if you know this channel, you know the checklist. One point was look at their community. So I went into their Discord. I see 77,000 people in their Discord, and that is a network effect. I was like, oh la la, yes, let's buy some of these assets because the product is good, the team is good, and now also 77,000 people in their Discord. It is validated to me. It's quite de-risked of an investment. Low risk, high reward. Let's go. So Telegram, Discord, this is something that you can do. Also, the number of Google reviews. We have 115 people on Google. When you look for a strategy consultant and you Google strategy consultant, you will find hundreds in your area. But you will probably find only one, us, Strategy Sprints, that has 115 people, super fans there, writing, oh my God, I work with Strategy Sprints. They doubled my revenue in 90 days. And they are real people. You can click on them. They are real people. You can see what they're doing, what they're saying. There are videos on our website. Website. So there are videos on our website where they talk about how the sprint was and how they doubled revenue in 90 days and how their team is now happier and their life is better, etc. So that is a network effect. If you have 115 reviews raving about you, and now somebody else says, oh, nice concept, let me use that concept, let me build something similar. Well, they better have 100 reviews in the first week. Otherwise, every new person on the internet reviewing goes, that's de-risked. I go with these people. They have 115 yeses already. That's validated. The other one, might be good. I don't know. This one, let's go. Same thing, like risk-reward. So these are the network effects, and this was part 1 of this video. In part 2, I will share the network effects of Bitcoin, the 7 layers, and of Chiliz and a couple other tokens. So stay tuned. Hope that helped. Keep rolling.